Yeah, if they really want a chance of winning at all, I think they got to make. And I know they have to make some moves. I know they do.
The most disrespected by the odds makers are the Pelicans. Could you foresee a circumstance where they have moved themselves up? They are fifth in the standings right now. So they aren't that far off from being able to be home court advantage. Where are we in terms of Kevin O. Pelican? How are we feeling towards the beloved team? Is confidence growing? Is confidence high? Or is confidence wavering?
I mean, confidence is definitely not wavering. That's for sure. It's not wavering one bit. I mean, Zion had a play against LaMelo Ball the other night. The Pelicans team account tweeted it out where he just like completely locked down against LaMelo, defending him in isolation. And it's like, this is the way. Like this is what you got to do. Put in this effort, and you get a chance to be the best possible version of yourself. And he's been amazing lately. Granted, Ingram, until that game against the Hornets, had fallen off recently. I think the Pelicans need to make a move. I think they got to consolidate. Maybe trade one of their young pieces and some of their picks and look for upgrades. I think they need to make a move.
I think they need a point guard.
Yeah, if they really want a chance of winning at all, I think they got to make. And I know they have to make some moves. I know they do. But it's a matter of how much do they want to rush it versus waiting until another year. But like we're talking about going for it, that's a bet on Zion's health. Is Zion going to get healthier? Is Zion going to be as healthy as he seems right now, even though he's still not in the shape that you'd want him to be in? Is this as good as it's going to get?
They are the highest ceiling floor too. Because I could see them drawing somebody in the playoffs and just being a horrendous matchup for somebody.
Oh, for sure. Like the Kings.
Or on the other, for sure. And on the other hand, you could see somebody being a horrendous matchup for them. Like there are times where they look like the best team. And then there are times where it's like, what the hell? This doesn't fit. Yeah. They've got the most variance to me in terms of what I could see as their possible outcomes. But I think, at that midway point of the season, you usually got a pretty good read on a lot of these teams, and it will change dependent on moves. And I think there's some of these teams that will for sure improve. There's some of these teams that will for sure decline, but I think we've got a pretty good measure of what they are. I don't know. You could tell me that team's going to end 9th or 10th, or you could tell me they're going to end 3rd, and neither of which would make me go, what? I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
I also think they need to tweak their style a little bit too, because they're 27th in the NBA in 3-pointers attempted per game, but number 3 in percentage. They have Trey Murphy and Jordan Hawkins, 2 of the best shooters in all of basketball. And Trey Murphy should be taking 9 threes a game. Jordan Hawkins doesn't even play every night, and when he does, he's taking 5 or 6 threes a game. Hawkins should be taking 9 threes a game as well. I just think they got to be feeding those guys even more touches, even more minutes to just get the most out of what is one of the most efficient plays for them in the half court, which is simply these 40% knockdown movement shooters taking a 3 out of actions with Zion is drawing to, or Ingram is isoing, or CJ McCollum's running pick and roll. Get those guys more 3-pointers, in my opinion. That's huge for them.
Yeah, because there's a lot of 4 guys that don't shoot it from any distance, and so it becomes 80s pack it in. And that's why I say, they're just going to pummel you if you're small. Like you were talking about with the Kings thing. They're going to pummel you for being small because you're just never going to get the ball, and they can 2-point you to death. But there's times where it's like Ingram, Zion, Herb Jones, and Valanciunas, and it's like, okay, who's shooting? CJ? You got one guy out there that's going to be stretching it out for you, and the rest of the stuff is taking place from the elbow down for the most part. That's why I think that those spacer guys, when they augment their lineups, they so many times they just look so much better
It's better
creating the
balance.
space. Yeah, well, because it also creates the space for Ingram is as good scoring individually as there is. I don't give a shit what a number says. I don't care about ISOs or whatever. I'm talking about I put a defender on him. He's one of those guys where I'm like, all right, this guy's a bucket. Like the degree of difficulty of the shots, the way he's so tall and could lean back and hit him, he really is like a bootleg KD. It's something to behold because it's all jumpers too. It's all jumpers. It's just, dude is wet.